Today, the second day of a pulse diagnosis by using the very wonderful device, the Nadishwara, developed by Basava Accu Academy. Now, sir will explain the details about how to diagnose the pulse by using Nadishwara and how to use this device. Very happily, we are welcoming Basara sir to this platform. Good evening, sir, and welcome. Now you can take care of the session.
Thank you, madam. Thank you very much. So yesterday we given one demo of how to take pulse. So regarding, we will continue. So while taking pulse, few parameters you need to note down. Manju, you can tell this 2 minutes. Fine. So I hope it's clear for you. So in short, we will repeat yesterday's one. Manjunath will tell you which are all the pulses you need to avoid and which are all the pulse you need to accept for analysis. That is more important. Okay. Just go through this.
Yes, good evening, everybody. So as soon as we connect the device to the application, so the application will pop up automatically.
Start video. I'm connecting.
So the application automatically pop-ups saying that the sensor has been connected to the mobile. After opening the application, you can enter the credentials which you are going to get during the registration time. And once that is done, so the app is very simple architecture that it will allow you to create a patient data. It just asks the basic information like the patient name and his age and his contact number and the location. So once that is done, you can click on the bottom right icon for acquiring the pulse. So the moment you clicked on pulse acquisition, so this is a window you are going to get. If no device is connected, so it won't show any message here. It won't show the device ID. You can see the message here that 0 devices found. That means your sensor is not connected properly. Make sure that the sensor is connected properly. And to get confirmation, you can see the LED light which is blinking in the hardware. So if the sensor is connected properly, it will display the ID saying that a device is found. Now I can confirm that a device is connected properly to the mobile device. After connecting the device successfully, as we demonstrated yesterday, in order to capture the right pulse, we recommend you to follow the traditional NRD examination procedure, where an Ayurvedic practitioner or an ID Vaidya uses his 3 fingers to identify the pulse patterns at 3 different locations. So in Ayurvedic, we call it as Vat, Pitta and Kapha. We recommend you to follow the same procedure. You can observe the pulse pattern and identify the location where you are feeling the maximum sensation. Because that is very important here, that this Nadiswara device, or it's a pulse diagnosis machine, it has some uniqueness here. Because if you look into the traditional way, where people used to sense at 3 different positions to observe the nadi, but here we made it very simple that at only one position you can able to identify the 3 different doshas or elements, and also you can derive 5 elements by understanding the nadi pattern. It's called gati of the nadi. So using this single point technique, you can analyze or you can diagnose the person successfully. So we recommend you to keep the sensor at a position where you are feeling a maximum amplitude or maximum sensation. And once that is identified, just keep the sensor exactly perpendicular to the wrist position and slightly vary the pressure, and you can click on the device ID. As soon as you click on the device ID, you will get a CRO like this, an oscilloscope screen, where the x-axis is the time axis and y-axis is the amplitude. So here we recommend you to record the nadi for continuously for 20-second duration. This we successfully tested actually, because few people asked for lesser seconds. I mean, 20 seconds, it's a very long duration for them to capture the pulse. They asked to reduce that duration. But if you reduce the duration, what happens? The number of samples will reduce. To predict or to make accurate diagnosis, we need more samples. Because internally, we are doing a lot of machine learning algorithms in the server side actually. Every time when you capture the pulse and then send it to the server, it waits for more number of samples and proper samples. I mean the proper data. Why? Because while acquiring the nadi, we used to do some mistakes. either we can shake the sensor, or a person may be talking, or we are not putting the sensor at the right position. Or placing on and off. I mean, putting on the wrist position and removing it again putting on the wrist position. So if you do this kind of mistakes, as I told you yesterday, that system has intelligence. Even though if you give a wrong data, with the help of that intelligence technique, it will say that the pulse is not acquired properly and it will throw an error message. And it will ask you people to retake the pulse again. So we recommend that for every complete 20 seconds, the rhythmic pattern should be followed. So here you can see that while taking the nadi, see the pulsar is, the sensor is emitting disturbance. They have shaken the sensor, so the signal is changing. So this portion is actually a nice spot actually. You can see that there is no rhythmic pattern here. System identifies this and says the nadi pattern is not correct. And here, yes, I can see this is the right pulse. You can see that there is a regular rhythmic interval between the peaks. And it has a complete cycle. This portion is one cycle, complete cycle. And this is another cycle here. And make sure that while taking the nadi, you are putting at a proper position. That means, as I told you earlier, that place the sensor exactly where you are getting a maximum sensation. If you don't place it, your pulse will be having lower amplitude. But if you place at the right position, so pulse will come with higher amplitude. So try to get a signal or an nadi pattern which is higher in amplitude. So all these are regular rhythmic patterns. And you can see is one more case here. Now for this person, so the signal is damping here. Initially we got higher amplitude here. As the recording progress, the amplitude is, it's called damping a signal, means the amplitude is going down. That means the person is not maintaining a constant pressure while taking the pulse. Maintain the constant pressure for continuous duration of 20 seconds and maintain a regular rhythmic pattern while acquiring the pulse. So we'll get a proper nadi. And here also there is another case here that the person has recorded till here. After this, he didn't record the data. Now, if I send this signal, so it will throw an error because only lesser information we have. With lesser information, we cannot predict accurately. We cannot predict exactly the patient problem. We need more data. We need more samples actually. And here we have one more case here. Initially, the person didn't record the data. And after some certain duration of time, he started recording the pulse. Even if I consider this also, this is also the system throws an error. One thing is because there is an irregular peak appeared here. It says it's not a proper pulse. and the number of samples will be less. So this is, you can see here, this is the correct pulse or a correct patterns we maintain for continuous duration of 20 seconds. And once it's completed, you can click on analyze button for the analysis. And no matter, even if you do mistakes, system will take care of it. System will generate the report only when you have recorded an RD patterns in a proper way. So we have made an intelligence to take care of it. But what we recommend is like, identify the pulse manually first, identify the position where you feel maximum amplitude sensation, and just keep the sensor exactly on the point. Pakka, you will get a proper nadi pattern, and wait for continuously for 20 seconds. Wait for regular rhythmic interval, and you can go for analysis. And once that is done, so it will generate a report, combination of 5 elements, and also it shows a sample nadi signal of a patient. And once that is done, so I think it's over to Basura sir. He will explain the 5-element combination generated based on the pulse patterns. Thank you.
Thank you, Manjunath. So right now, to take self-report, it is difficult. You're feeling because you have to retake when you get the proper pulse. For this, the solution is in the upcoming version, we are making voice command. Whenever you say retake, again from there 20 seconds it will read. Here. So we are working on it. Soon we are going to release. Fine. So rest of the things you know. So this is regarding acquiring pulse. Let's go to the main part. How to diagnose. So give me a minute. I will just log out and log in so that I will get my video back.
Yes, sir. Now you are the co-host, sir.
Thank you very much, Manjunath. If you have any doubts regarding acquiring pulse and which how to accept and how to reject the pulses, he told I think very clearly. So you need to reject any pulse if you are taking which is noisy or different patterns and all. So I think you don't have any questions on it. We'll move to further. Fine. We'll take few examples. Anybody feeling any difficulty in reading report, you can just text me in the chat box. I will consider your request. I will explain that pattern and all. Yesterday we took one pulse and we treated wind and humidity along with dryness. How is this today? Dryness, third one. Kalim. You know that yesterday we treated one person, nose bleeding. Let's take his feedback and move further. So how is my voice now? It's very clear, fine. So yesterday we clearly given on liver 3 sedation for Mr. Pavan, and today he traveled more than 50 kilometers in a bike in this Bengaluru traffic and heavy pollution, even though no nose bleeding. Is it fine? Is now? Okay. So how we treat it and where it is influenced. So all those things is matters a lot. So the first, we are giving the importance to the primary pulse. So which is highest, and secondary pulse, which is second one. Yes, secondary pulse is humidity. And primary pulse is wind. And there is a third pulse. Dryness. This is the 3 pulses we normally give importance. So regarding heartbeat, so if your heartbeat between it should be between 75 to 85, we consider as a normal. Okay. If it is any pulse less than 65 or more than 95, then we consider as a either cold or heat. For example, if it is more than 85 or more than 90, so we treat it as the excess of yang energy. If the pulse is less than 65, we consider as a in excess pulse or cold pulse. And regarding cardiac information, it is just in indicating that the variation in the sensor pressure. So whenever you take pulse, it should be straight, or 1 or 2 peaks also acceptable, but it should not be too high and low continuously. The cardiac graph is indicating about whether you are placing sensor pressure on the radial artery equal pressure for 20 seconds. In between pressure, your cardiac graph won't be straight. If it is not straight, you end up with the when your cardiac information is not straight, so that it is indicating that you are not giving right input to the server. So that's what, try to take your Nadiswara report by maintaining equal pressure for 20 seconds. Okay. So that your cardiac line will be straight. Here and there small variation is acceptable, but it should not be more peaks, 2-3 peaks and all. Okay. So if you want to avoid peaks, maintain the uniform pressure for 20 seconds. Clear? Fine. Cardiac information is giving the information about the sensor pressure. So amplitude variation in the radial artery pulse. So take the pulse report with the equal pressure sensor, pressure variation, so that you won't get the peaks in the cardiac information. If you are getting 1 peak is acceptable, but 2-3 peaks, that means your data is not much valid. Okay, fine. In TCM, this pulse is called wiry and why it is wiry and slippery means, wiry means which is very thin. When you get thin pulse, when your blood vessels or radial artery is not filled with enough fluids or blood. So normally wiry pulse you will get, or it is also called wind. The wind pulse you will get when you have a deficiency in the blood. So wiry means there is a thin pulse. What does thin pulse indicate? It indicates deficiency of blood in vessels. So normally this is quite common pulse in the kids, because kids are not completely grown. They are in growing age, especially 0 to 12 years. Their blood is not completely grown. The immunity is not complete enough. And they don't have much immunity. That's what they are oftenly they're suffering with cold, cough, fevers and all, because your immunity is low. Why the immunity is low in the kids? Because blood is less. Why blood is less? Because bone and bone marrow and other systems is not fully grown. So that's what, if you are finding this wiry pulse or thin pulse, it is quite common in the kids. You can neglect it. So when you touch the radial artery, the thickness won't be there much. So that's what, whenever you will get wind pulse, the wind energy is indicating about a deficiency of the blood or essence, especially in the elders. If you are getting pulse, the same pulse below 12 years child, just consider it is a normal. You don't need to treat. But yesterday we took the same pulse about 30 years guy. If you are getting this wind energy in the elders, in the aged people, that is indicating that they have a deficiency of the blood or deficiency of the essence. So the second pulse is called slippery. The slippery pulse, normally you can see it is when they have humidity, or we can also say when they have stagnation or more olding. So if the blood is deficient, normally who is holding maximum blood in the body? It's your liver. When liver blood deficiency happens, so normally your chi is following the blood. Blood is a physical form of chi. When blood is less, it is unable to carry the chi, then chi will stagnate. This chi stagnation which happens in the liver, obviously the deficiency of the blood, it leads to the deficiency of the chi, and lack of chi in the liver. So because the liver is not producing any chi, spleen producing food chi, and lung producing the pectoral chi, kidney also producing the chi, which is the essence. Heart is also responsible for the chi creation, but liver is responsible for moving the chi. Liver is responsible for moving the momentum of the chi. When blood deficiency creates the chi stagnation, that time liver is unable to move. If your liver is not moving the muscular system, you feel tired, you feel lethargy, and you feel lack of strength. And even by doing small work, you're feeling very tired, because liver is responsible for sending blood to all the muscular system for the activity. When liver itself is end up with blood deficiency followed with chi deficiency, chi stagnation. So finally, we end up with the either muscular stiffness or lack of strength or the lack of momentum. And the same liver blood which is responsible for ovulation and sending blood to the for menstrual cycle. When chi stagnates with the liver blood deficiency, normally the uterus and ovaries, they are not getting enough blood for the ovulation. So due to that, there is a delay in the menstruation. Instead of 28 days, it may be 40 days, 50 days, 60 days, like that. It normally happens in the women. In the men, most of the times, which is responsible for muscular momentum, everything. Yes, Amit. In the upcoming Nadiswara, it is clearly explains you what type of TCM pulse it is. Wiry, slippery, deep, slow, hook, knotted, choppy. It will tell which pulse type and what is it is, how it is you are getting those pulse and how it is influencing your body and mind. So what I am explaining, it will the same way it is represented in the report itself in the upcoming Nadiswara. We are working on it. Maybe within few months you will get it, as updation. And one more important thing, when liver is having maximum momentum, similarly you will get maximum momentum in the mind, so that you will be very innovative and will be very energetic and you will open to the new things. When liver stagnates due to blood deficiency, so obviously you are unable to learn new things. You are unable to open to the new ideas because there is no much blood circulation to the mind. You feel stagnant, cloudy, foggy mind and lack of interest. Got it? Yes, Sachin. All old Nadiswara users will be updated at free of cost. Obviously, new Nadiswara users who are taking after updation, they will be charged a little higher level. All of you clear it? So it's not only affecting your ovulation, muscular system, and your mind. It is also affecting because due to lack of momentum of the liver blood, the stagnated one, so that will affect your breathing pattern. So that may makes you some swallow breathing and the stagnation chi in the lungs. So obviously, we end up with some breathlessness issues and all. So here you should understand what is the role of each and every element. That is more important. If you understand the importance of the each and every element, so that you can later you can correlate in as a combination. For example, whenever you say humidity, you should remember that humidity which is responsible for supplying or nourishment. If the humidity is there with anybody, with wind or with lungs, with heart, or with coldness, the humidity is indicating the lack of nourishment. Here, humidity is there with whom? With the liver. So obviously your liver nourishment will be very less. You understood the idea? What is humidity responsible for? It is responsible for holding, nourishment, and producing the chi, the food chi to the body, and producing the blood. This is the role of humidity in the body. This is the humidity or earth element. The green one, this is your wind. The brown one, in the report it's shown metal or gray color, which is dryness, and cold and heat. If humidity is in combination with the wind, dry, cold, or heat, finally it is indicating that the partner who is there with humidity either will be lack of nourishment or with holding or with chi deficiency or blood deficiency. Let's take the example of if it is there with the wind, what we explained, when there is a combination of wind humidity. So it is called wiry slippery pulse. It is indicating that either chi stagnation or a blood deficiency. This person, chances of cholesterol is very less, or diabetes. Diabetes chances are there because long run blood deficiency, so that makes to rise the liver fire, may makes hyperactivity of the stomach and pancreas. But the chances of cholesterol is little less here. When cholesterol comes, when the dryness is influencing more to the wind. Regarding dryness, I'll come to you later. Just understand the role of humidity. What is the role of humidity? The role of humidity with any other element. It is indicating that the first it's the nourishment. For example, if the humidity is there with wind, it is showing the lack of nourishment or blood deficiency. Why? Because wind is very thin pulse. Very thin pulse. The same humidity is there with cold. Let's say cold and humid. The stagnation in the body, excess of holding in the digestion system, that is creating the dampness. Understood? When humidity is there with wind, either humidity wind or wind humidity, in the both way, Wind and humidity, we call liver blood deficiency. Humidity is if the humidity is excess and second is wind, then we call it as a humidity wind. The spleen blood deficiency. If it is like this. If the humid wind is there, we call it as a spleen blood deficiency. Or else humidity is lesser than wind, then we call it as a liver blood deficiency. So orally we will call it as a liver blood deficiency that leads to liver insufficiency. Any doubts with humid wind or wind humid combination? Or else we'll go to the next pattern. How the humidity will behave with the dryness. Is it understandable? Any further explanation is required on the liver blood deficiency leading liver insufficiency? That is creating the empty heat. That empty heat that may makes you giddiness or eye blurriness or headache or neck pain or skin dryness. All these issues due to empty heat which is created with due to liver insufficiency because of the liver blood deficiency. For example, instead of dryness, instead of wind, if you feel there is a dryness is highest. Anybody got this pattern recently? Dry, humid. Indrajit, what you felt for dry, humid? Blur eyesight. So dryness means which element? It's the lungs. metal. Now, if along with the dryness, if the humidity is there, what happens? From to the lungs, from the spleen, it receives the food. It receives the food chi, and which converts that food into chi energy. Lungs will receive the food chi from the spleen, air from the breathing. Together, it is forming the chi energy for the body. So, which is responsible for immunity, for defending the body. At the same time, which is also responsible for the nourishing the body. Now, if anybody of you feeling the pattern, along with the dryness, there is a humidity. As I told, in the humidity, which is responsible for holding and stagnation. So, in the lungs, patient will feel the phlegm stagnation. Patient will feel the phlegm stagnation in the lungs. Why? Because humidity, which is responsible for digestion, food metabolism, because humidity is high means definitely there is a disturbance in the digestion system. The food which you given, it is not properly converted into chi or blood. The undigested food which converts into phlegm or mucus, so that it goes and stagnates with the lungs, because the lung is the associated energy with the humidity now. You can see a mucus and phlegm stagnation in the throat and lungs when you get the combination of dry and humid. Get an idea? Because humidity is responsible for holding. Any doubts with the dry humid? If you have more and more questions so that I can explain better. Yes, there is a chances of even asthma patient, they will get this pattern, especially who are becoming asthmatic due to excess of phlegm stagnation. Especially you can observe in the kids who are using a nebulization for the breathing and to clear the phlegm and all. So you will give permanent solution who are using nebulization and inhaler and suffering with a lot of phlegm stagnation and breath holding, and it also works for chi deficiency. Yes, obviously, when a phlegm accumulates in the throat, it is covering the space. When it is covering the space, the sound of the Akasha element, the attribute of the Akasha element, as we discussed in the color therapy, is the sound only. So when you get this pattern, just you can follow the Nadiswara and you can get the good results. So RR value may be 1 or 0.5 or 0.9, whatever it is. No need to think about it. It should be straight, that's it. Yeah. Depends upon heartbeat, it will vary. Yeah, here skin diseases happens not with a dry skin. You will get some kind of stagnation in the skin, bubbles in the skin, and there's a pus and the fluid is oozing from the skin. Because of the humidity, the unwanted phlegm or toxins will stagnate. Anusha, are you having this pattern? Have you checked with the Nadiswara? Lungs control the skin.
Hello, sir. I don't have this pattern, but I still get skin allergies.
Okay. For different patterns also people will get the skin allergy. But
Yeah, fire and water.
I'm explaining you this type of skin pattern, skin allergy, it's more towards stagnation. The pus formation, oozing and the bubbles.
Yeah. Okay, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
If there is a sticky fluids accumulation just under the skin. So obviously, if there is a stagnation of fluids in the body, there's a chances of constipation because even fluids and bowel is not moving properly because of the stagnation in the lungs. In the Junadi, have you got this pattern? Yeah. If the Nadiswara is suggested LU7, just go it. Why you know? Because LU7 sedation, it is reducing the lung water and raising the heat. When lung water reducing means the in stagnation will reduce. The rising heat, it will melt the phlegm and it will clear the stagnation. Clear? Have you tried this point? Have you got any changes, Junaji? Have you treated any of you? Have you treated this pattern?
Sir, actually, my husband got water and air element, but he got LU7 in Nadishwara, and he felt a very clear breathing after LU7 was put for just 10 minutes.
You got wonderful results.
Yes, sir.
So that is because even that also excess of in energy, water and air. Cold and dryness is also indicating the yang deficiency in the lungs. So with the LU7 sedation, so raising the yang energy, I think you got results in 1 or 2 days or 1 week. Maybe you got good results within a week or within 3-4 days. Fine. You can follow the Nadiswara points to get the results. Within a day only you got very good. Superb. So what happens if the humidity is more than dryness? Very good question. Shanti, do you have Nadiswara? Shanti, no. Then why you are so curious? You are learning acupressure. This will help you if you have Nadiswara. I will answer your question. What happens if you have humidity is more than dryness? Is your question, no? Am I right? What happens when humidity is more than dryness? Just follow Nadiswara, Nilima, you will get wonderful results. Okay. So if humidity is more than dryness, now here instead of lungs, this pattern will affect more into the digestion system. Humidity and dryness. Humidity means what? It's a spleen and stomach, which is responsible for digestion of your food. So when humidity along with dryness, dryness means which element? It's the lungs. What is the responsibility of the lungs? Anybody here? Anybody can answer what is the role of lungs in the body? Which is producing the chi energy. Am I right? It is responsible for breathing. It's quite common. It is moisturing. That's quite good. Absorb the energy from the oxygen. So lungs is breathing means it is taking the oxygen from the atmosphere. Means oxygen is a liquid. It is a water. It's a gaseous water. So whenever there is a dryness is balanced in the body, your body, skin, digestion system is everything is moistured. When dryness disturbs in the body, when dryness disturbs in the body, what happens? Which is responsible for chi production and which is responsible for moisturing. So in the digestion system, your body is unable to moisture as well as unable to digest your food properly because of the lack of chi energy. Humidity and dryness, it is indicating that chi deficiency in the spleen and stomach. It is a chi deficiency in the spleen and stomach. Because your digestion system is unable to moisture because of the lack of the moisture from the lungs, it is dried up. Due to this dryness, the person feels heavy gastritis, indigestion, acidity, burping, constipation, and skin itching. All this. It is a lack of chi energy in the digestion system and unable to moisture your digestive tract. You feel nose dryness, you feel constipation, you feel burping. Throughout your digestion system is dry, it is unable to moisture. In other words, is a chi deficiency. If chi is good, obviously blood follows the chi. Where there is a chi, there is a blood. If there more chi is there in the digestion system, more blood will be there and more moisture will be there. If more moisture is there, no gastritic, no constipation, no burping, no hiccups, and no dryness, nothing. Your digestion system will be wonderful without any chi deficiency. If anybody are getting this pattern, just follow the Nadiswara points for 1.5 months. You can see the excellent results. Only if what is the condition? Condition is you should follow some food suggestions. For example, you should not take the food which is too spicy and which is creating dryness in the digestion system. For example, if you have, you don't take the food which is creating dryness, like more protein food you avoid. Sweet you can take, but more crispy biscuit, bread, kind of things, chocolates. Are the one word I will tell you, don't take food which is in a dry format. Always choose the food which is in liquid format and cool food. Don't take even tea, coffee also makes dryness. Okay, these people cannot eat any dryness. They immediately the gastric will shoot up. Don't worry, follow Nadiswara. Even if you have the issues since even 5-10 years also, you can solve within few weeks. Good, Shanti. The right question you asked. how the dryness is influencing your digestion system. Here, the combination is humidity and dryness. All of you got clarity? So next question, let's take along with the dryness, humidity and wind. If there is a small wind energy is also there, what happens? Anybody can guess? If wind is also little rising, due to this gastritis, that person feels headache. Anybody got this? Headache due to gastritis. Because liver wind is always flowing upward. Due to that gastric dryness is carried out to the head. They feel dandruff, headache, hair fall, forehead headache, eye dryness, neck pain. Why you know? If humidity dry is there, your problem is restricted to only digestion system. If the wind is rising as a third element, that means your gastric, the dryness is taken upward due to liver wind. Anybody felt this combination? Have you took Nadiswara and these symptoms have you felt? If anybody had this, please share your experience. So those who have migraine, this is a combination. See, each and every element it rises, it is behaves differently. So that's what carefully observe the Nadiswara while checking, and at the same time give importance to each and every patterns. Attend more and more Nadiswara classes. Because to take this research, Joshi Kerala group working hard. They're conducting more and more free workshops. Our people mentality is if something is free, they won't take it seriously. Don't feel if something we are giving free means it's not worth or it is not important. Don't think in that way. Even with whether we conduct free or paid, we will give you a same content. Of course, in the paid workshop, we will reveal more points and working principle of the points and all. But without fail, you attend both. Anju is asking how many patterns are there. So in this year, we are planning to explain about 120 patterns. How many patterns? Very good, Senippa Appan. If the normal layman, they are unable to understand these patterns in depth, don't worry. Just follow the Nadiswara and you can get the results. If you put little effort and follow our classes, understand little better, definitely you can explain better to the patients, you can convince them, you can increase your business flow and patient flow, and you can do wonders in your practice. Because even we are also putting effort to make you understand. A little effort from your side also. Definitely we will learn together in better way. So today we learned about wind, dry, wind and humid, and humid and dry, dry and humid, and the influence of wind in the dry humid or wind dry combination. So we learned about 5-6 patterns. So tomorrow also we will learn another 5-6 patterns, and I will request Joshi sir, if possible, in the month of June also we will conduct another 3 classes. So like that, every few more classes we will plan to take and try to cover more number of patterns. Even in the Joshi Kela group, the class which we took in the month of February, it is there. About 3 classes we explained about liver Qi stagnation and the indeficiency in the body. So please search in the history of the Joshi Kela group, Telegram group. You'll get those recordings also. Okay. So sure, Poonam, we will explain about body wellness and the thought patterns in tomorrow's class. So regarding course, please ask Joshi sir. He is organizing in a wonderful way to benefit you. So I'm always thinking how best I can make you understand. Regarding organization, the Joshi sir is doing best work. Yes, you can share your experience, Swapna Reddy. Swapna Reddy, you can unmute and talk. What is your experience? Hello? Your voice is not audible.
Yes, sir.
Hello?
Now it's okay, sir.
Okay, fine. Swapna Reddy. So what do you understood? Wow, you got miracle results in your clinic. If you want, you can share. So what Nadiswara did miracle. Fine. So every week I'm getting more than 10 messages across the world from the Nadiswara users saying that getting wonderful results. So definitely we want to share much more important sessions in upcoming week. Tomorrow I will take care the body wellness and thought pattern. So how you can balance your mind and body through Nadiswara. Okay. If you have any questions, please welcome. Or else if you want to share any miraculous results, please welcome.
Namaste, sir.
Namaskara, Subodh. How are you?
Fine, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
I have shared one Nadiswara result, today's result. in your WhatsApp actually. My son.
Okay.
That is wind, dryness and the wind.
Dry
So I
wind.
think dry wind. So liver to sedation came, like like you can explain bit of that, so that people will be aware of.
It's a liver chi stagnation.
Yeah, liver cheese dryness.
What is the symptoms?
Like pimples on the faces, forehead, and then migraine headaches,
Okay.
and the growth is not proper in the face area.
Yeah, it's a dry wind, either lung wind or it is a wind dryness. It's a liver stagnation.
Yeah,
So pimples are there. No? How is his anger?
hunger is okay.
It's fine. Is there any nose dryness or
Nose dryness not there.
okay, headache is there? No,
Migraine headache keeps on coming.
it's a lung wind. So yeah, lung wind headache. You can given liver too. No,
Liver too, yes.
just wait. It will clear the any stagnation is there in the liver and lung part. So after 5 or 6 days, you can give heat in the lungs. LI11 sedation you do.
Okay, sir.
Your migraine will disappear.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
If any patient, if their pain is recurring, don't get confused. Just wait. Because once you apply a point from the Nadiswara, it will take almost 1 or 2 weeks to balance body energies. So after 1 week, you can go for next session. If still patient says some improvements, you can wait 1 more week also. Okay. If any recurrence within that 1 week, no need to worry. Just wait. Okay. Thank you. Normal pulse diagnosis I will teach in a TM course. So it is going to start in upcoming month. Joshi sir, can you tell the users the expected dates for upcoming TM course?
Pardon, sir?
Any expected dates for upcoming TM course?
Expected?
Expected dates, yeah, when it may start. Even I am also
Yeah, July first week. July first week.
July 1st week. So thanks for the information. Even I am getting ready. I can think much more how I can give the best thing to the upcoming batch, because we also did lot of new research for the upcoming updated Nadiswara. So I can share my new research perspective in upcoming TM batch. Thank you, sir.
Okay, welcome.
Excuse me, sir.
Once you applied any Nadiswara points, wait. Don't again apply again and again. Wait for 1 week to 10 days. If there is a good changes, you can repeat the point once again, or else you can take Nadiswara. Okay, good. Thank you.
Dr. Yash.
Sir, I am asking that how to centralize the pain areas which are not as such
Your voice
told
is
by
not audible.
patients.
Your voice is not audible.
What are the methods to centralize the area as you can take
You can text in the chat box. Your voice is not audible. Yashoda, which are all the topics covered in TM? So TM is a combination of Ayurvedic and TCM principles. So here we will teach you the most of the meridians with minimum points, maybe around 25 points. And we will go in-depth analysis of the each and every symptoms and diseases on meridian wise. And we also teach tongue and pulse diagnosis. So through that, you can treat 1 point solution to the patients, so that maximum patient will get the improvements within a week.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
So I am Muruganandam from Hyderabad. Actually, I have doubts. So when you are using the Nadiswara, right? So the patient is having too many problem. So the Nadiswara will give that 1 point solution like that you are telling. So
Yes.
that means it will take the higher prayer, whatever that they are having the problem, which is related to only 1 point it will give, or how it is?
No, whatever may be the n number of problems, it is that n number of problems normally happens with one or multiple meridian imbalance. So based upon the priority, your body is generating some signals. For example, if digestion is the primary concern, due to that there may be some muscular weakness, there may be some other skin issues may be there. But based on the priority of the body, not from the healers. So it is body is generating the signal of different meridian variations. For example, now we discussed about the humidity dryness. Means even though you have some kidney issues or heart issues, for the body, the food metabolism is a primary concern. So you will get the humidity dryness pulse or humidity coldness pulse. Once you treat that with 2 to 3 weeks or 1 month span, so then body will generate the other illness. So we are most of the time through Nadiswara, we are listening to the patient pulse than our own intelligence. Based upon priority, body only tells what is the primary concern for me. So that you can understand through pulse and we can treat. So of course, we are not treating all diseases or all symptoms together or what at once. Through 1 point, we are maximizing the cure for one meridian or 2 meridians.
Okay.
So the effectiveness of single point is much better than multiple needling.
Okay. And also, and also you are telling that each stimulation you need to wait for 1 week to the body.
Today, for example, today I given a point to overcome spleen chi deficiency or stomach chi deficiency. Even yesterday I given the point. Yesterday Sudhendra told after giving stomach 36, his weight loss is stopped, but it's not stopped overnight. He told it took 1 week time. So like that, once after giving a point, it may take 1 week or 2 weeks. The careful observation plays very important role in the Nadiswara usage. If you are not observing patient carefully, so there is no use of Nadiswara for the people who are not observing. Even no changes also is very important.
Okay. And one more thing, sir. Yesterday you told that among the pulse. So among the pulse, which pulse is coming more, and that pulse only, that area only you are putting your sensor, correct?
Yeah, where you're sensing better.
Okay.
Because what many people are already well known about 3 positions, 6 positions of taking pulse. And many are taking only 1 position. How can you correlate to the body?
Correct.
So here, we are not going with any organ wise or any meridian wise, or we are not going with excess of yin or yang energy. Here we are concentrating on the whole body. Entire body, how much amount of coldness is there,
Okay.
and how
For
much amount of dryness and wind energy is there. Based upon that, after taking all the 5 energies, today I explained, how we are correlating and taking the importance of first highest, second highest, and third highest. Based on that, it's our job to analyze and give the treatment.
Okay.
One position is enough. You no need to go for multiple positions. When you are taking whole body as a one and taking the energies of the body. Now, any hand you can take, either the right hand or left hand or any position, first position, second position, third position, not a matter. The only thing is you should sense better.
Okay, so in that case, what you are telling is with one pulse, that remaining all meridian, everything, it will be the Nadiswara, it can understand everything, and then you can tell that.
Yes, exactly. For example, you don't have much lung problem, dryness pulse won't rise at all. Normally, it may heat or humidity, some other pulse will dominate.
Okay. No, normally this pulse diagnostic, the pulse is there or not, that is the one check. Otherwise, that pulse is weak or not, that is the one check. But in Nadiswara, you are checking only one location pulse, and with respect to that, all the meridian health you are checking, and then you are giving the point.
For example, you are telling, let's take any example, real-time example. If you are not sensing the pulse in spleen meridian,
okay,
obviously, if you take pulse in another position also, it is not too high. It is a feeble pulse.
Okay.
That feeble pulse, you will get such a way that humidity cold or humidity dry with a lower sense. So that is indicating spleen dampness or spleen yang deficiency.
Okay.
So like that, we can, we tested by taking all 12 positions and single position. We tested, correlate, finally we concluded one position is enough.
Okay, sir. Okay, thanks. Thanks for explanation.
Thank you.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Sir, my husband is having snoring problem for more than 10 years, sir.
Madam, this class for the Nadiswara, better to have questions related to pulse and Nadiswara. For your personal questions, we will have next week, we have sessions. Okay. Thank you. If you have any personal questions, definitely we will come back to you. Not now, in the upcoming week, next Friday or next Saturday, like that. Let's utilize these 3 days maximum for the to understand Nadiswara in better way. You can have any positive, negative, any questions regarding pulse and Nadiswara and its analysis and its outcome. How best you can utilize. That is the only agenda of these 3 days.
Sir, one question from my side.
Third element should be considered in Nadiswara. That's what I told, humidity dry. If wind is there as a third element, it is creating the headache. That headache is created due to spleen chi deficiency. Until unless you cure your gastritis, your headache won't go. So third element, it will show you where your that primary secondary is influencing. That is the third element. So that's what, carefully observe the third element also. Yes, Lucy.
Sir, can I ask one question?
Yeah. How are you?
Fine, sir.
Good evening, sir.
Your points are amazing, sir. And one thing I want to, sir, just you say in our body, all elements are and all energies like coldness, wind, heat, hotness. Then how can we understand by the Nadiswara which organ is deficient?
Yeah, that's what I'm telling you. All elements is required. The only thing is, in Nadiswara we are showing, which is any element more than 0.15 excess, that is imbalanced. Which is less than that, we think it is balanced. No need to treat it.
So then which organ? Just sir, in wind.
Which organ only
we
I
have
told in
to-
the explanation, madam. So in the whiteboard explanation I did it. See this, which is highest, that we taken as an organ or meridian. Then the second highest we taken as a energy.
Okay. So which one
Okay.
is high is organ?
So through these 5 elements only we will understand which,
What sir?
through this 5 element chart only we are getting the input to understand which system, which meridian, which energy is disturbing. Finally, we are correlating that to the symptoms and we are treating the patient. Okay.
Sir, one thing when we purchase Nadiswara, then you told everything, sir. Yeah, one booklet is also.
Yes, I shared one manual.
By which we considered with which element, which energy is deficient or.
Yes, there is a 200 pages manual which is there in the Joshi Kela group. Please download and have a look at it.
Okay, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, Lucy. How are you?
Fine. How about you, sir?
Yeah, I'm doing good.
Good health. Good.
Thank
Sir,
you.
I have question here.
Yes.
Could you maybe tomorrow could you explain about this tridosha in the report, sir? In the report.
Definitely. Tomorrow I will consider Tridosha, body wellness, and thought pattern. Okay.
Yes, sir. Because also the food suggestion. Because in the tridosha there are 3 colors. The gray, the
tomorrow
red.
I will give more idea. That is giving some static data. Tomorrow dynamically I will explain. So how you can take the input of Vata, Pitta, Kapha and how can you derive your food. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Tomorrow I will definitely 1 hour I will preserve for it.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Stay in good health, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. So we will share you the booklet and manual in the Joshi Kela group. If anybody of you are not received, you can download it. Okay.
Hello, sir. Good evening.
Good evening.
I am Juna. Yesterday, I couldn't express all the. Okay, just now, once I asked about that single point will enough for all the diseases if so much meridian is involved. But when I purchased Nadishra, I given according to that point what Nadishra is suggested. I have so many problems. I didn't tell actually yesterday. Many problems means so many. The underarm, that itching there in H1 position. Like that, many problems. It is what I noted, no, with a single point, so many things was cured. Within 1 month, actually my pattern was empty heat, fire and water. But when I got the demo piece, on that time, it was going to fire and water. Sometimes it will be water and fire, that way. After that, my I have white discharge problems. That was solved. Within 1 month, I 85%. That thing also over. Like that, 88% was over. But again, that time, this pattern also changed. From empty fire water position was within in 1 month. After that, that position pattern is changing to different patterns. After some days, I got hit 4th toe. So again, that pattern changed and I have little stress. So after again, it's go to empty heat, fire and water. Now condition is in fire and water, but not that much problem. Within 1 month, this pattern is changed. I did only bio or classical, that tonification or sedation. But the thing, it is that within 1 month, that pattern is changed, and also my body, I felt it is. In my body, my stool was clear on that time. After that, these problems happen. Then it's go to same pattern. So what I am telling here, one sir asked out, this single point is enough for what? Single point is very much enough for so many diseases. I felt that. So I thought, actually what happened in my case, when I go to hospital, when I check scanning and all, so there is not any problems are showing. The one machine, Nadishra, shows I have empty heat and Crohn disease. On one machine suggested. The last 6 months, before 6 months also, I went to hospital for full checkup. There also, there is no diabetes, nothing is there. The scanning reports also, everything was okay. But then I asked to that doctor, then what happened for me? Because I am not hungry, bloating, my stomach's bloating. I have no hurry. I can't walk also. My skin is yellow color. So the doctor told, maybe you have Ayurvedic pitta. So then again suggest to go to gastric doctor. So I stopped there. I don't want to go more there. But the Nadishra, that bloating problem also over. My stomach was flat after 1 month. When after 1 month only, I got the LI11 sedation. That's I got 2 times repeatedly. Then my stomach was fully okay. But afterward, again, stress or something, I told, hit my leg and many other problems. I got again empty heat position, but it's okay. Sure, it will be okay with soon. Thank you so much for your team, because you are done very wonderful job. Because in ways no one will believe, no one will. I can't express what I can, what I have the problem. But the Nadishra told me you have this problem. That is very fantastic, sir. Thank you for your team.
Thank you very much. And I will conclude our feedback in one sentence. Orally, she told she got good results, and she's telling very clearly, even though she visited more than 10 different experts like cardiologist, gynecologist, and gastroenterologist, she's unable to get that result. She got that much of result through Nadiswara. So she's saying thanks for it. I told correctly?
Yes, sir. Really.
So many times,
Thank you
thank you very much. Many times doctor won't tell you what you are. They don't know anything about you. They studied only one thing, biochemistry. This is the blood report, this is the medicine. Even that also, they are not, somebody did research in Western, they are giving the suggestion to some medical council, they are following that.
I am
So,
telling, sir, one more thing.
yes.
Before 7 years before, I got giddiness and something numbness, and I can't get up also. On that time, I was hospital. Then scanning, everything was over. Nothing was there. Then they didn't give any tablet, nothing. Reports was fine. Report was fine, but I can't open my eyes also when I go through that hospital. Then the report was fine. That's why I didn't get the medical claim also. They given so many tablets for 2 months. 4 tablets for 2 months. I Google it and I check it. It's mental because they can't identify my problem. So is it mental disorder? If the thing is not being in scanning report, they will directly read the mental disease. But this machine, this Dryness and Nadishra is only telling the truth for me. So I am very much thank you.
Thank you very much. In upcoming version, just wait for 2-3 months. How I am explaining each pattern, like that we are explaining the report dynamically based on your pulse. Okay, just wait for the updates. There is so many new things and so many dynamical results, and we are giving much more. So without charging single penny from you, we are giving the much more important things in upcoming version. Just wait. Okay. So of course we are putting more effort since a year to update it. There will be a little more charges who are taking Nadiswara later. But for you people, because of you only, I am in the market. So I'm not charging anything. We will give you free updation. Okay. So definitely thanks for your wonderful feedbacks and supporting us, because many people, as I seen my colleagues and my friends, the moment they say it's a Western imported or coming from West means they will invest 1 lakh, 2 lakh, they will purchase the device. But the moment it's made in India, make in India, we did in Bangalore, and we put effort, and we are from the scratch, we developed. It is the Indian product means they will see, oh, it's a Indian. But there's a days ahead. We will break the entire world market in pulse diagnosis. So for that, your support is required. We will show what is Indian research. So our reports and our diagnosis, definitely we are putting much more effort to make it more accurate and to give good results. So just wait for 1 or 2 months, so I can show you the wow factor in the report. Thank you very much. Good night.
Good night, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, Pesaraj sir. Thank you, Joshi sir. Now we know that the new traditional energy medicine diploma course will start in July 1st week. And we will meet again tomorrow at 8 o'clock. Thank you. Good night all. Thank you.